beetles, which makes up a large part of their diet. They absorb this poison called cantharidin, which is present in the tissue throughout the bird and can be enough to kill a person even if the meat is fully cooked. It's no surprise then that they're rarely hunted by people, with the main threat to them coming from habitat loss. Number 6. Frigate bird. There are 5 known species of frigate birds, which are found across the tropical and subtropical oceanic regions around the world, and they're all perfectly adapted to spending long periods of time away from land. All 5 types are mainly black in color with white underbellies on the females and a large red gular pouch on the males that can be inflated during mating season. But what's particularly impressive about these animals is that even though their bodies can grow to around 4 feet long and they can weigh up to 4 pounds, they develop a wingspan of 7.5 feet, which is the largest wing area to body weight ratio of any type of bird. With their wings fully spread, they're able to use the wind currents over the oceans to soar through the skies for weeks at a time if they need to, but will normally spend their days hunting for food and nights roosting in cliffside trees. Their main source of food comes from fish and squid, which they take from the surface of the water after their targets have swum up from the depths to avoid marine predators such as tuna. They've also been known to steal food from other seabirds and even chicks from the nests of other species. It's this ability to harness the prevailing winds and their need to travel huge distances when migrating that means frigate birds are able to achieve bursts of high speeds, particularly when diving toward the ocean for food. They've been measured reaching up to 95 miles an hour. This is by no means a regular occurrence though, and they can't maintain this for very long, but it's enough to be able to capture prey by surprise and get back into the air with very little risk of being caught by a larger predator in the water. Number 5. Mexican free-tailed bat, 100 miles an hour. Native to the Americas, where they're either known as Mexican free-tailed bats or Brazilian free-tailed bats, this is the fastest mammalian species on Earth and also the fastest animal when traveling across horizontal distances, with a top speed around 100 miles per hour. They get their name because their tails can make up more than half of their total length, and it isn't attached to their gliding membrane, as is the case with other species of bat, and this is part of the reason why they're able to fly so quickly. Growing up to 3.5 inches long and weighing no more than 14 grams or about a half an ounce, they have large ears for echolocation and fangs that are used to hunt prey like moths, beetles, wasps, and ants. They mainly roost in caves or dark structures and will fly out at dusk and return during sunrise, and amazingly this species is regarded as one of the most common mammal species in North America. Under just one bridge alone in Austin, Texas, there's believed to be as many as 1.5 million of them in a colony, and the full number across their native territory is simply too large to effectively estimate. Just why they've developed such a fast-flying speed isn't quite fully understood, but it's probably due to the fact that each individual needs to travel huge distances every night. The colony of 1.5 million, for example, will eat as much as 30,000 pounds of insects each day. And rather than competing against each other for the food around where they roost, it's better to spread out much further. Number 4. Eurasian hobby, 100 miles an hour. Found across Africa, Europe, and Asia, the Eurasian hobby is a relatively small type of falcon, and there's currently 2 recognized subspecies. They grow to around 14 inches long with a wingspan that measures about 33 inches across, and they typically weigh no more than 10 ounces. They tend to roost in trees that border large open regions and prefer to hunt over farmland, marshes, and savannas. They mainly hunt large insects, bats, and birds, and will have one of the most impressive aerial displays while doing so. They'll often take on a sickle-like appearance in the sky with their long pointed wings and square tails, and will nimbly dart through the air to capture trickier prey like swallows and swifts. It's this reliance on speed and aerobatics that meant the Eurasian hobby has evolved its aerodynamic and streamlined body shape and has been measured at traveling at speeds of up to 100 miles per hour when diving towards a target. They travel huge distances while migrating each year, spending the winter in Africa and Asia and summers in Europe. And because they're always on the move, they don't actually build nests of their own, and instead use abandoned ones that other species, particularly crows, have built. Number 3. White-throated needle-tailed swift, 105 miles an hour. As a species of migratory bird that's native to Central and Southeast Asia, as well as Australia and Siberia, white-throated needle-tailed swifts nest in crevices on cliff faces or high up in trees and don't like spending much time on the ground at all. They grow to around 7.8 inches tall and weigh as much as 4.5 ounces and are identifiable by their barrel-shaped bodies, the spined end to their tails, and of course the grayish-brown bodies and white tufts around the throat. Feeding primarily on small flying insects, the white-throated needletail swifts migrate huge distances and need to be fast and agile to capture enough food in each day, which is why when they dive they're able to reach speeds of around 105 miles per hour. As is the case with most other birds, the speed is only attained for a split second in the right circumstances, but this doesn't mean that they're slow at other times. Even during migrations, when they're flying horizontally, they've been recorded at speeds of around 70 miles an hour for sustained periods of time, making them not only one of the fastest birds of all when measuring their top speed, but also one of the fastest based on average speed as well. Number 2. The Golden Eagle, 200 miles an hour. The golden eagle, which is native to regions across the northern hemisphere in Eurasia, North America, and North Africa, is one of the most recognizable birds of prey with their dark brown and golden colored plumage. Often building nests on cliff sides, each one's territory can cover an area as large as 70 square miles, and they usually hunt during daylight hours for prey such as rabbits, squirrels, reptile, and fish, and even larger animals like seals, badgers, or coyotes. They themselves grow to around 40 inches or just over a meter long and can have a wingspan that's well over double that, and they'll weigh up to 14 pounds. They are therefore huge, which is why they're able to hunt animals much larger than other eagles will even attempt, and this is part of the reason why golden eagles have been able to adapt better to environmental changes than most. Furthermore, they're generally considered to be the best flyers of all the eagles, and are up there with the best of the raptors too. Their flight posture is normally with their wings in a slightly upturned V shape, which keeps them prepared to flap if needed. As they're so big, flapping is an energy-intensive and labored process for them, and while they'll do it if necessary, they much prefer to glide and soar while using natural wind currents and updrafts to do the majority of the work. Normally when they're not hunting and they're scouting an area, they'll fly through the air at a speed of around 30 miles an hour, but this all changes when they're on the attack. When it's time to dive in towards prey, they'll hold their wings close against their bodies and tuck their legs up against their tails. This allows them to reach speeds of up to 200 miles per hour, meaning their target probably won't know a golden eagle is approaching until it's far too late. Number 1. Peregrine falcon, 242 miles an hour. Found almost everywhere on the planet except for the polar regions, the peregrine falcon is by far the fastest animal of all. There are actually 19 recognized subspecies of this large bird of prey, each of which is specifically adapted for survival in the most particular areas that they live. And they're the most widespread raptors in the world, if not the most naturally widespread type of bird. They can grow to a size of up to 23 inches long, with a wingspan measuring about 47 inches across, and usually won't weigh any more than 53 ounces. Their backs and long pointed wings are normally bluish-black to gray in color, with white and rusty underparts. And there will be hints of yellow on their faces, around their eyes, and on their beak too. Peregrine falcons feed mainly on medium-sized birds such as pigeons, game birds, and waterfowl, with a recent estimate suggesting as many as 2,000 bird species around the world are regularly hunted by these falcons. While they'll take on other animals if they absolutely need to, this explains why they need to be so nimble and fast through the air, and has led to the development of their streamlined bodies that allow them, while diving, to reach speeds of up to 242 miles an hour. The falcons will strike their prey in midair by their talons, with the impact alone usually stunning or killing the target, and they'll try to hold on and take it back to their nest, but if the prey is too heavy, they'll simply drop it and eat it where it lands. Peregrine falcons are undoubtedly the epitome of bird prey effectiveness and ruthlessness, and it's no wonder why they're seen as one of the most popular falconry birds, with humans learning how to train them as long as 3,000 years ago. I'll see you next time.
Watch our Animals playlist for more top 15 videos about animals. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best animal-related videos.